Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and this channel is all about helping you develop your personal style and in doing so, increasing your confidence. Today's video is just going to be a quick one because there's work going on in the house and it's a little bit noisy. So if there's some banging or drilling or anything like that, please forgive me. We're going to make this fairly quick. So today's video is just a little update on what I made recently and some fabrics that I bought. Now, if you're not into sewing, stay around because how I choose my fabrics, how I choose my clothes, the knowledge that you need is the same that you would need for shopping for anything else. So the way I would shop is for anything, fabric or clothes, my first filter when I walk into a shop is colour. I scan the shop for colours. Now, I know my colours inside out. If you don't, I can't stress how important this is to know your colours, to make those great decisions so that you wear things that just flatter you, that make you feel good, that bring your wardrobe together so you don't have to overthink how you're going to style something. Most stores will merchandise their stock by groups of colours. So you'll generally see warm colours put together, cool colours, soft colours, bright colours. Stores are pretty good at doing that. Even when a place is overfilled with clothes, you can still hone in to your colours if you know them, and it makes it so much easier. If you're going into the likes of TK Maxx or in the US it's TJ Maxx, you know the way there's just rails and rails and rails of clothes. You can filter pretty quickly. So colour is my first port of call when I walk into any store, whether that's for clothes or fabric. Then after that, of course, you need the knowledge around body shape, your style, personality, how that item's going to function in your wardrobe, the budget that you're working with. There's so many other things to think about, but my number one priority when I'm filtering out, when I first walk into a shop, colour. It makes everything so much easier. So a few weeks ago, I showed you a video where I had bought some fabric recently, and I have since made something with that fabric. I made a quilted jacket. Now it's quilted in the way that there's layers. I didn't actually piece these things together. So it was one piece of fabric. There's wadding on the inside. Wadding is kind of the fleecy layer on the inside, and then the pink lining. Some of you may have seen this on my Instagram already. I have been wearing this non-stop. So I went away on holidays. I'm only back a week, and in that week I put together this coat. It's a long coat, and I took the pattern from the British Sewing Bee. Actually, in their book they have a quilted jacket. Now it's a short style, and I made my own adjustments because this is a longer style of coat. Other adjustments I made were the length of the sleeves. So the sleeves in that pattern were quite short, so I added some length. I have them rolled up right now to show that pop of pink, and I added more to the lapels also so that I wanted that flash of colour on the inside. So of course they're in my winter colours. I have been getting stopped so many times, people asking me, where did you get your coat? And I can't tell you the joy I feel when I get to say, I made it, which starts a whole new conversation. But I think one of the reasons that people do stop me and ask me about it is because it works for me. I made deliberate choices around colour. I made deliberate choices around the shape, deliberate choices around the pattern that works for me. The other alteration I made to this was I added pockets. So you can see here, look at that for pattern matching. How good is that? Like if you were far away, you wouldn't even see that. You can see the pop of pink on the side and on the inside, which is very deliberate. But those are the little things that I altered to make it work for me, and I am thrilled with how it turned out. Let me know what you think. People are asking me, am I going to get into, making these on a bigger scale for other people? That is not my intention. I really enjoy making things for myself. For those of you new here, I only started sewing this year. So at the end of January, we're now mid-October. So, the last 9 months, I hadn't even switched on a sewing machine. So if I know many of you have mentioned, oh, you're inspiring me to get out my sewing machine again or to learn how to sew. If that's the case, I'm thrilled. I think it's such a fantastic skill to have. I also made a neon green long dress that I wore on vacation as well. It didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but I'm still pretty happy with it. I love the pop of color. And the reason it didn't work out, exactly how I wanted it was because my skill level is just not there yet to get that perfection that I'm looking for. So, in time that will come, but every time I do a project, I'm learning lots. Now, while I was on vacation, which was in Turkey, I went to a few fabric stores in Antalya. Turkey is just incredible for, well, so many things, but it turns out fabric as well. They have just endless rows of fabric to choose from. So again, this is where I bring my knowledge of color in, first of all, to scan what's there. And then after that, I know if the colors are good for me, I can move forward and then start to think, okay, how can I imagine this in a garment? What would I do with this fabric? So let me show you what I bought. The first one that caught my eye, and this is from one shop, the other two fabrics are from a different shop, but this is it here. So again, it's kind of got this softer black. It's not like really inky black against the soft white with a little bit of a pop of color there. I did look at many more in the store, but I had a feeling that the woman there was getting a bit fed up with me, because I had to use a stick to point out the fabrics that I wanted to look at, and there were so many. So I just said, you know what, let me just get this fabric and I'll get out of here, because I think she was really getting fed up with me. But I wanted to stay so much longer because the value you get for fabric there is incredible. Oh my goodness, compared to in Ireland or the UK, the fabric was just such good value. Then I went into a smaller shop, but I felt like it was they curated their stock more carefully, their choices. So they had a higher quality of cottons and a smaller volume of fabrics as well. So it was much easier to take in. But again, scanning with my colors in mind. This is the fabric that I picked up there. Again, there's black there with this gorgeous cool green inside of it. And I can just imagine that as like palazzo pants, flowing, really wide, long leg on vacation. I'm going to have to wait till next year now to wear something like that. But I think that could be gorgeous. If you have any ideas, by the way, on what I should do with these fabrics, let me know. I'm open to ideas and suggestions because I'm building up quite a bit of fabric and I need to start making stuff. So do let me know. Okay, the last fabric I'm going to show you that I bought in the same store as that previous one, the smaller one, higher quality fabrics, is this kind of cool pink giraffe, I'm calling it. So it's got white and a beautiful, almost kind of cerise pink in it. And I just love that. So I haven't figured out again what I'm going to do with that. Yeah, I'm going to have a good think. But we are coming into winter here in Ireland. That coat that I made was the first thing I made with set in sleeves, which was a little bit of a challenge for me, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm kind of venturing out and challenging myself a little bit more, which is what learning something is all about, isn't it? Even if it's your style, even if it's application of your color knowledge, of your body shape knowledge, your fabric knowledge, it's all about challenging yourself and pushing yourself outside your comfort zone so that we continue growing, right? So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you again next week for another video. Take care. Bye bye.